Next up for the 9-2 Minnesota Vikings, the New York Jets. Jets, they're 7-4. Nice win last week against the Jets. Beat who did they beat last week? Chicago. Yeah, Chicago without Justin Fields. Before we get into the ball game, got some nice news for all you fans, all you listeners and viewers. Yours truly, me, myself, and I will be at the game live. My first experience,
yes, sir,
as a fan, because I played in Minnesota before, back in the old days when it was the Metro Dome. I think that was the name of the old stadium they used to share with the Minnesota Twins, the Metro Dome. I haven't been to the bank before. This is my first time. I'm excited. So for all you listeners and viewers that are listening to us or checking us out on YouTube, let me know. I'm a food guy. I get there Saturday. I got a link with my guy, Pat P. But if there's any restaurants that I might need to tap into in the city, let me know. Of course, the Juicy Lucy Burger is something that people are already telling me to go out and try. I've tried before, but if you got any homegrown type spots BMac should go to, let me know. And maybe y'all can meet me there as well. We can do something together. Maybe get on live and talk a little bit about the game. But I will be there. So I would be doing a pregame show in the stadium, getting you guys fired up. So make sure you check all of our channels. Everywhere you can find our podcast, you will hear me talking about what's expected in that ball game, 1:00 Eastern. And then after the game, our very own Pat P, we're going to allow him to shower up, get fresh. And then he's going to join us as well to recap the show, talk about the experience. Man, we're bringing our home show on the road. That's on the road, baby. And we might get a guest or two. Who knows? You might get Justin Jefferson on. You might get one of Pat's teammates to join us as well for a quick little Q&A. But that's what you guys need to look forward to. We're taking the show on the road. I get a chance to see the Skull Chant in person.
Oh, yeah.
In person.
Greatest atmosphere in the land, Mac. I'm telling you.
Hey, man. Now, listen, you got to understand something, Pat P. I've been in some great atmospheres, man, playing in Pittsburgh and some of them big moments, man. So I need to see the level of comparison in regards to what you guys have inside the dome compared to what I was experiencing my time in Pittsburgh. But I can tell you this much: this is a big game.
It is.
This is a big game. I mean, the Jets is a national brand, just like the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams have pretty much exceeded the expectations so far, and both teams have their eyes set on a playoff spot. And with that being said, the New York Jets coming to town. Big news last week, benching former first rounder Zach Wilson in favor of Mike White. I know you don't have a lot of tape on Mike White outside of what he did against the Chicago Bears last week, but it seems to be the offense they're more lively when he's in the lineup. Garrett Wilson is their top wide receiver threat, just a rookie. But Pat P, you've been around for such a long time. How do you embrace going up against young guys with a lot of potential, like a Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore, who is a Broward County guy, by the way? Shout out to Broward County.
Man, I embrace it, man, because that's what the game is. That's what the game is, at the end of the day. And if you have the privilege to play, double-digit career, you're gonna run into these young whippersnappers. You know what I mean? You're gonna find these young guys that run 4.2s that can, that can pretty much do anything imaginable, at the receiver position. So for me, that's what keeps me young, because that's what I look forward to look forward to going into each and every season. Seeing what young guys are going to stand out, this year, what young guys are going to make me, work that much harder. You know what I mean? So, Wilson is a great receiver. Like you said, don't have much tape on Mike. But looking at the game last week, had a very, very productive game. I can't tell you. I think it was like 21, 26, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, something like that.
He had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they have a host of running backs that they want to use. Defense is very stout, so they just needed a quarterback and wanted a quarterback, in there that, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that's not going to hurt the team. That's not going to put the team in a bad situation, because you just want to find a way to be in it in the fourth quarter, because that's when it matters. That's when it counts. I always say the first 3 quarters is like makeup. I call it L'Oreal, because at the end of the day, it's all fine and dandy. But in the fourth quarter, we need to see, you know what I mean, if it's raining, if that mascara gonna fall off. You know what I mean?
No question.
If the eye shadow gonna start leaking off a little bit, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, you want a quarterback that can keep you in games and able to, you know, find ways to win you games when needed, and might show great promises of that last week.
Yeah. And with that being said, talking about Mike White and his favorite target, Garrett Wilson. Pat P, check this out. When you entered the league, Garrett Wilson was in the 6th grade. When you got drafted, Garrett Wilson was in the 6th grade, my guy. Think about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't know that. I'm pretty sure you wasn't aware of that.
I was not aware of that, but you know, with the young guys that we have in our locker room, you know, they remind me that every other day. So I knew he wasn't too far behind because my boy Tay and Lewis Singh, you know, they was like in elementary school, middle school when I was in the league. You know, so I hear it all the time.
Yeah. And speaking of another young stud for the Jets, Sauce Gardner, a guy who we've talked about countless times on our show, been extremely impressive as a rookie. He's currently PFF highest graded corner, lowest completion percentage, allowed 41.1% as a primary defender in coverage this season. We get a chance to see Sauce versus Jettas. Justin Jefferson, Sauce Gardner matchup, man. I understand you talk about this all the time, being a fan of the game. Anytime there's an elite-like corner opposite of you, you get a chance to really kind of dial in and watch. And what are you looking forward to see in this matchup, not knowing if Sauce will be following Justin the entire ball game, but it's safe to say they will line up opposite of each other in this ball game. What are you looking to see in this matchup?
Man, first and foremost, I'm just intrigued and excited to see, you know, Sauce in person. You know, like you said, I'm a huge fan of the game. Haven't had really many opportunities to really watch him, you know, throughout the year because, you know, I got to do my own thing, my own due diligence on, on understanding what teams want to do to me leading to that week, you know. But hearing the talks and, you know, seeing the stats and seeing the highlights, you know, that I see on ESPN, look like he's having a very, very remarkable year. I just love his movements. I love how patient he is at the line of scrimmage. Does a very good job of just playing with confidence. You know, you don't see many young cornerbacks come in the league play with a ton of confidence, and he's a guy that's not afraid of the action, not afraid of the moment, and it's just good to see quality play come into the league year after year after year, especially at the DB position for sure.
Yeah, and the thing I love about Sauce as well, you talk about his athleticism, how patient he is, but he's extremely long. Yeah. I mean, it's safe to say he probably can scratch his knees standing straight up without bending down. That's how long his arms are. And that's a great trait to have in regards to being able to touch wide receivers, you know, when you have that type of length in regards to your arms. So, yeah, that's going to be a 5-star matchup between Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson. And let's see exactly how that plays out for 4 quarters. Man, before we get into my prediction, Pat P, I know every week you guys have a special celebration because you guys know you will create turnovers. It's safe to say. But can we get a special celebration? I don't know exactly where I'll be in the stadium, but in regards to having all things covered in the attendance, I'm pretty sure the guys know about your podcast and how, you know, you rock on the podcast. Is there something that we probably could do? And I'm letting you know this now so you can start allowing your creative thoughts to surface and think about something in regards to celebration. Is there something that we probably can do in honor of having all things covered? They're live, broadcasted live from the stadium, with your defensive defensive partners.
Let me think about it, Mac. You know, we haven't got a turnover in about 2 weeks, so
y'all well overdue.
We've been sitting on a couple of them for a while. So let me brainstorm a little bit over the next couple of days and see what I can come up with. Okay. Yeah. And you're the senior of the group. So, I mean, your word basically trumps everybody else in the locker room. And It's safe to say, you know, there's not, in regards to known Hall of Fame type potential players, you also the Hoffer in the group as well. So, you know, it's safe to say whatever Pat P says should go. And before we
before we let you go in regards to my prediction coming up, can we get a preview of the swag? What are you rocking this Sunday? Because number one, your guy gonna be in town, and you know how I am. I'm always monitoring and looking at your uniform.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it the same, Mac. The white been keeping being very, very nice to me. I might change up the white cleats, but I'm going white sleeve and white cleats for sure.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, but I was gonna say you can't wear black cleats with white sleeves and white gloves.
Come on, Mac. I would never do that.
Okay. I was just asking. Now you guys know what time it is. Prediction time. I got a good one for you guys. Boy.
No. Man,
see,
can we get
people,
a game?
What you got?
Over 7 points, over a touchdown, man. Let me get a number over a touchdown.
Oh, no, I got my number already set, Pat P.
All right, let me hear it.
29-27, Vikings win.
God damn it. I like to win, but I'm tired of living on the edge, man. I'm ready to whoop somebody.
I'm sorry, Pat P. That's what came to my mind. So what's going to happen is this. This is what's going to happen. That last touchdown they scored to make it 27 is pretty much at the end of the game.
Okay.
Which going to suck because the Vikings are now 3-point favorites. And if they score at the end of the game, Pat P., if I took the Vikings giving 3 points, I lose. So y'all got to find a way to stop them from scoring that last touchdown. Y'all putting up 29 points.
Yeah, for sure. So why won't you, I don't know how this goes with the...
Every Viking win this season has been by one score or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what came about. That it's been by one score or less. That's been y'all's consistent trend the entire year.
I got you. So why won't you do this? If you go bet with us, I'm not saying go bet with us. I'm trying to see.
What I'm gonna do is, since I just gave this prediction and I thought about this, I'm gonna buy it down. So instead of taking 3, I'm gonna buy it down. Oh shoot. I gotta buy it down to 1.5 if possible. If y'all win by 2 points.
Yeah. So when they say, if someone says like, I'm a money line to bet,
that means you got to win straight up. There's no points involved. The Vikings just got to win.
I got you. Okay.
So I took y'all Thursday night. I took Detroit with the points. Clearly, they won. I took Dallas, and that last touchdown screwed me over with Dallas. That last touchdown they gave up screwed me over towards the end of the game, and you guys clearly cashed in big time.
What was their favorite? Like, what were they favorite to win
I got Dallas at 8.5.
Ooh, they won by 8.
That last touchdown.
Oh, man, that sucks.
The last touchdown, yes. So that's what happened. But my prediction is 29-27. I just need y'all not to give up that last touchdown to make things sticky. So you remember this now. Remember this moment. And when you're in the fourth quarter, y'all got a 9-point lead with a little under a minute left. They're going to score a garbage touchdown and watch what you say to yourself. That boy Mac said that.
That boy Mac said that.
That boy Mac said that. And I'm going to be, wherever I'm be in the stadium, I don't know where they're going to have me sit up at. I don't know. But I'm going to be hot. Because if I can't buy it down to 1.5, I got to take it at 3. And y'all give that touchdown in the game, boy. I'm going to be hot. But most importantly, the Vikings win. That's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters, Coach.
No question. Prediction, 29-27 Vikings win to improve to 10-2. And let's keep it rolling.